Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give those who have been through this more understanding of what's happened to them and ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. This video is the 9 most common ways narcissistic people will take control over conversations. Have you ever had a conversation with a narcissist where you're left completely confused with no idea what just went on, completely stunned that they had no clue as to what you were talking about, and it ended up being about something you did or didn't do, that you were talking to a brick wall, banging your head against a brick wall, that in reality you'd have probably got more sense from a brick wall? Conversations with a narcissist are crazy making, often leaving you feeling like the crazy one. You often end up questioning your own sanity and your own reality, blaming yourself for things that perhaps never even happened in the first place. They are exhausting and you are often left feeling extremely emotionally drained. They can be nerve-wracking. Often you're left wishing that you'd never started the conversation in the first place, doubting your very own instincts and wondering what on earth just went on. The problem is some of us are born into narcissism, even on the low end of the spectrum, so don't always truly learn what true love is and what true communication is. Then as we grow and make friendships and get into relationships, we accept their behaviour as normal, that we should have never accepted as normal. We make excuses for them, we start reasoning for them within our own minds. Then with all the manipulation of the self-doubt that they plant into our minds, it makes us all the more susceptible to further mental abuse. We trust the words and actions of others as we don't go around manipulating people. Narcissistic people may act on the outside like a good person, but on the inside they do not feel, think, act or do as we do. We give them our good qualities, and when they don't respond like we would as a good caring person, we become confused, hurt, disappointed, angry, and with the narcissist's carefully chosen words, blame ourselves and work harder to please them. At some point, the narcissist will then play nice, which reinforces our self-doubt that it's us that are at fault. Nothing you or anyone ever does deserves this kind of manipulation or abuse in any way, shape or form. They are the ones with the problem. You were never to blame. So these are some examples of tactics they use for crazy making conversations. Number 1, interrupting you. In the beginning, it might be all about you. This is just another manipulation tactic to get to know your likes and your dislikes so they can mirror you. They can learn about your insecurities, so further down the line, they can use all these against you. After that love bombing stage, suddenly the conversation will be all about them. They just love to be the centre of attention and talk about themselves. They will have no interest in holding a two-way conversation. If you try to get a word in and it contradicts or criticises the narcissist, they will ignore you, talk over you, raise their voice or dismiss you. Whilst people with ADHD and other mental health problems can struggle with conversations and interrupt people, the narcissist will intentionally interrupt you to bring the conversation straight back onto all about them. They believe they are correct, they are superior, and you should accept and trust and believe in absolutely everything they say and do. They feel like they are superior and have to remain in control, so they do this by dominating conversations. They have no interest in compromising with other people. They're not interested in other people's thoughts, feelings, or views. To them, it's my way or I will make it my way. They will monopolise most conversations. They will interrupt and bring it back onto them. They will discredit anything you do say and use it as evidence against you. They will take control, avoid talking about the genuine issues, avoiding any accountability. How to disarm this one? If they keep taking you off topic, bring it straight back to the original point. Observe if they do take it off topic or if they blame, shift, provoke, talk over you or rage. Stop the conversation. Never react, only respond. You only need to respond once. If they don't want to listen to you, they'll not. You do not need to respond if they take you off topic, as that is not the situation at hand. Number 2, the silent treatment. This is one of the narcissist's most common methods for emotional manipulation of those around them. When they feel criticism or they are losing power and control over you, most go for the silent treatment. Not all, but most do. They will do the present silent treatment for hours, days or weeks when you are in the home with them, so you're walking on eggshells. They will do it with friends, purposefully leaving you out of the conversation, or the disappearing act where they up and leave for days or weeks, all to keep dominance and control over you. They will demand a perfect apology for things that you don't even know you're apologising for. They do this if you didn't accept their point of view, to avoid discussing important issues, to avoid taking or accepting any accountability for things that they have done, to get you to do as they ask, and when you do, they'll reinforce your self-doubts by playing nice with you again, just to bring you crashing down again. The silent treatment is used against you, so you feel insignificant, invalidated, insecure, and vulnerable and unloved, to make you question and doubt yourself. They usually make it so you cannot get hold of them with the disappearing act, or so you're walking on eggshells for the present silent treatment. How to disarm. There's no better way to recover from narcissistic abuse than taking the first step of no contact. They use silent treatment to hurt you. You use it to heal you. Don't try to reason with them. Don't try to work out what's wrong. Write down and focus on your reality and the facts. No longer beg, plead or apologise. Just leave them be. They cannot play if you're not playing the game with them. They cannot fight if you're not fighting, and they cannot control if they have lost control of your mind. Number 3, the topic switch. You could be happily discussing something and then you either don't agree with their point of view, or they feel criticised, or you've asked them about something they don't want you to know about. So to gain control and win, as that's what a narcissist wants, is to win and stay in control, they suddenly switch the conversation onto something else, usually something you've done or something you haven't done for them. One of your insecurities. They absolutely spew out loads of word salad to provoke you, confuse you, hurt you and upset you. Suddenly you find yourself in defensive mode. The original conversation has disappeared. Then you get blamed for everything, for defending yourself. Or you reduce to tears and they will sit back and almost look pleased as they watch you cry. Or they'll walk out on you as you cry. And they will still blame it all on you. How to disarm. Again, observe what they do and what they switch it onto. Bring it back to the original conversation. If they don't want to leave, if they don't want to continue with the original conversation, then just leave them alone, because they will word spew onto you things that are not relevant to the original conversation. So one of the best methods is just to walk free and leave them to it. Number 4, blame shifting, which they do with anything and everything. When you question them or they feel criticism in some way, they, as above, change the conversation or interrupt you or give you the silent treatment. They will use any of your insecurities and any insecurities that they've drilled into you against you. So again, you go into that defense mode. They will take your attention again away from the original point. And then again, when you react, they will blame it all on you. They have to escape accountability, so their bad behaviour disappears like magic and you're tricked into defending yourself and taking on all the blame. How to disarm. Don't play. Don't question them, because you will not get answers from them. They will never give you an answer. If they do, it's a lie or somehow your fault. Instead, find the answers from within yourself. Give yourself those answers and those closures. Remember, they don't want to compromise and they don't want your opinions. They want to win at all costs to you. Number 5, projection. Another they love to use on people. The things they do and the things they say to one person when no one is watching is completely different to when others are watching. If you listen to their character assassinations of other people, this is actually the real truth of who they truly are. They will discredit people who are credible, accuse people of cheating who are not cheating, accuse others of lying who are not liars, accuse people of being insecure who are just trying to listen to their instincts, accuse people of being crazy who they actually drove that way, accuse people of keeping children from them when most of the time they don't even pick up those children. Narcissists do this when they are being defensive. They project all their faults onto others. They annihilate and destroy people. Good people don't project. Good people's comments resemble the truth of another person. They are not outright lies. How to disarm. If they are smearing your name, leave them to it, rise above it and continue with your life. Those people who believe them, you don't need them in your life. They are just after the gossip. If they are doing it directly to you, observe the words. Do not take them on as your own thoughts, feelings or opinions. Take them as a verbal confession of who they truly are. Number 6, turning up the volume. This is when they talk over you. When they get angry and feel as though they're losing the control of the conversation, they will turn up the volume to shock you, confuse you, intimidate you, and basically bully you into submission. This is because when we feel intimidated, our defense is weakened. They are using more psychological warfare against you. This is when they lack intelligence over conversations, so they have to talk louder and talk over you to dominate the conversation and take back control. How to disarm. Stop talking. They're not interested in your point of view. They want to scare you into taking on their opinions. Turn your ears off, go into your own mind and focus on your own beliefs, your own thoughts and your own feelings and your own opinions. Number 7, playing the victim. When they're not playing the hero, they will pity play into the role of the victim. They will never be the villain. They do this to avoid accountability, to avoid taking responsibility, and to avoid their true abusive behaviours and cover them up. They know others are kind, caring and compassionate, and they play on that to further their advantage of people, gain flying monkeys and control others' opinions, all whilst hiding their true selves. If you're upset over a broken promise or something they have done, they will play victim and project something you haven't done that hurt them more. How you didn't give them the empathy or sympathy, how you're insecure or selfish, when in reality it's you that needs it, not them. Yet you end up lowering your boundaries, feeling sorry for them, forgiving them. Whatever happens to you, they have always had worse happen to them. How to disarm. Remember why the conversation started. Stop listening to them and focus on the original conversation, the original problem. Don't talk to them to emphasize or help. Look to yourself. Don't talk to them to look for empathy or help. Look to yourself and what you need to do to stop the situation. Look to good people who will reassure you and help you. Sorry, lost my train of thought there a bit. Number 8, gaslighting. They manipulate Gaslighting is the manipulation tactic to psychologically manipulate your mind. It's an insidious form of abuse. They will purposefully not share information. They will rewrite history on you. Either something that did happen, they'll tell you it never happened, or something that didn't happen, they'll tell you it did, then accuse you of losing your mind. This is used so that you doubt your own mind, doubt your reality, doubt your judgment, and go back to them for the reality check. They might even go to the extreme of hiding or rearranging your belongings. How to disarm: always keep things via messages and email. If it's in person, keep a diary, take notes, and go to those for your own reality check. Number 9, triangulation. This is when they will talk about what someone else has done to get you to break down your boundaries and do it for them. They will lie about what others have said about you to divide and conquer and get you isolated from all support. How to disarm: know your worth and know your boundaries. Stick to your worth and stick to your boundaries. Just because someone else would do something, that doesn't matter. You are not that person. You do what you feel comfortable with and don't do what you don't feel comfortable with. Any lies? Try to get the third person and the narcissist together and then ask them about this, because the third person most often knows absolutely nothing about this, and then you can see the narcissist go through all their manipulation tactics as they try to scramble the way out of the situation. Without awareness and education about narcissistic abuse, those who've encountered one will most often ended up surrounded by them. They are like vultures to those kind, caring people who don't understand it. Emotional abuse is devastating, and it takes down your personality, values, beliefs, hopes, dreams, friendships, heart, soul, spirit, financial and physical health, without you even knowing it's happening to you. Without knowledge of what they do, we spend our whole lives frustrated trying to help those who are incapable of help and incapable of change. Yet with the knowledge, awareness and understanding, you can and you will heal from this. And with greater understanding, you'll not get in so deep next time. As soon as you say no and stick to your no, most narcissistic people will move on to an easier target. Why everyone needs to recognise this form of abuse and this disorder so they can no longer bring others down. When we finally come together and stand up to those narcissistic people in our lives, their games will no longer affect us, as we know what they are doing and we know who they are. And why, once professionals understand the terms of love bombing, word salad, gaslighting, blame shifting, projection, devaluation, discard, triangulation, divide and conquer, enablers, supply, false apology, flying monkeys, golden child, scapegoat child, forgotten child, no contact, grey rock, hoovering, idealization, mascot, losing my train of thought again, narcissistic injury, narcissistic supply, narcissistic rage, counter-parenting, smear campaign, silent treatment, isolation. I've probably missed some off there, so if you think of any, please add them into the comments. And when professionals understand these terms and why these things are connected to and cause CPTSD, PTSD, anxiety, depression, trauma bonding, hypervigilance, overreactivity, insomnia, self-isolation, fear, self-destructive behaviours and intrusive thoughts, that's when the professionals can start helping adults and children overcome narcissistic abuse. At the moment, it seems to be down to us to study the disorder, to find out what's happened to us and work out on ways, and it takes time. And there is much quicker ways to recover from this form of abuse if you've got the help and the support that you truly need. Now, unfortunately, with professionals, as the narcissist can manipulate people so well, they're the ones that often end up with the help that they don't even need. And the true person that needs the help and the support is often left alone and being further abused and manipulated by the narcissist. If you've overcome this, then please add in the comments anything that you did that helped you to get past this and move on to a much happier life, to help other people. If you're going through this, keep going, keep working on you, keep working on your mindset. Try and stick to no contact and grey rock. Focus on that future of yours. Focus on new dreams. If you're thinking about the narcissist, try and bring your mind back into the present moment, because you can and you will overcome this. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.